Can you hear me okay?
Let them in. Open them. Okay. So they're probably there.
I know, I'm recording. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I can't.
Okay.
I was like, I don't know if she knows that she's muted and she's like trying to live her life over there.
Ooh, somebody's there.
Hi.
She's connecting.
Do. How are you today? How's work going?
I'm making macaroons. That's how work is going.
Are those for the birthday party?
No, I mean, I might bring them anyway, but that's not what they were intended for.
Where is her party going to be?
At my parents' house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jordan, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sweet.
Can you see me and hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So I just wanted to thank everyone for joining us today. Today we're going to be going over techniques for distressing denim and making super stylish patches on your children's clothes. To kind of loosen up and get to know each other, we're going to do a little bit of an icebreaker. So if you guys will take your little scrap paper and just jot down 5 things that you have in your home that you don't think anyone else does. Just take a minute or 2 to write those down.
Okay. I'm stuck on 5.
Number 5,
Yeah.
walk through your kitchen. Can you think of anything in your kitchen?
Yep. Got it.
Perfect. You got yours, Shannon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we're gonna take turns. You guys are gonna each read off your list. If the other person says something and you also have it, then you'll just give yourself a point. So
If we also have it.
yes.
Okay.
If you also have it, you'll, oh, I'm sorry. I said that incorrectly. If you also have it, then if the other person also has it, you'll mark it off your list. If they don't have it, you'll give yourself a point.
Got it.
Okay, so who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
We have a Texas State Champ wrestling trophy.
Ooh.
I don't.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's a point for me?
It is.
I'm gonna win. The second one we have are it's something called hue lights, where you can change your light color to whatever you want to be.
That's cool too.
It's our go-to wedding present that we give to every wedding we go to.
Is it like an LED strip or is it like a bulb? Oh,
It's a bulb.
We have the LED strip lights.
Yeah, it's just a bulb. We actually have 4 of them, one in each room,
That
and
makes
you can change the color on your phone.
Oh, that's fancy.
It's really cool.
Look at you, all fancy girl.
The other thing I have is 200 plus books on my bookshelf.
I don't have that.
Nope. The other thing I have is 3 different sets of Harry Potter books.
Not shocking. At all.
Do you have that, Jordan?
No.
And then the other thing we have is a record player.
Oh, I do want to get one of those. My brother has one. My mom used to have one. I remember when we were little, but I want to get one for our house, but we don't have one yet. Do you have a record player, Jordan?
Oh, pretty cool though.
You're a winner, chicken dinner. All right, Jordan, what are your 5? Are you guys tied?
I have an AK-47. I feel like hers are so much cooler.
We have one of those.
No shit.
Yeah, Steven literally just
one
bought
of
it.
those.
Dang it. Okay. I have a pit bull.
I don't have that.
I don't have that either.
I have a bear hide from Andrew's Bear.
That's dope, but I don't have that.
We have a fake bear hide in Hollis's nursery.
No, that's. I have one of those popcorn machines. You know, the ones you pour the kernels in and it pops it for you.
I'm looking at one right now, and
I need one of those. That's cool.
Yeah, they're super fun.
Wow.
And I have a Michigan Wolverine signed jersey.
That's cool too. I don't have that though.
I want the Demi. Oh, those were the best.
Well, Shannon is our icebreaker winner. So now, as the winner, you get to go first. What do you know about distressed denim?
I know it's hard and time consuming, but I mean, I know you do something with tweezers, you cut it first, and then you do something with tweezers, but that's it. That's all I know.
Perfect. That's pretty good basic information. Jordan, do you have anything else that you want to add?
You know, after watching Andrew attempt it, I have a crazy amount of respect for people because pretty tough watching.
Well, during the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give you guys a quick lesson in the techniques and tools that you can use to distress. And I'm going to describe how to use the tools to make different effects and to accurately make the cuts to distress them. So first, we're going to go over a quick little PowerPoint that has some graphics and videos to kind of go over a summary. And then I will show you guys in person while you follow along with your denim that you have with you.
Okay.
Cool. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
All right. Let me
I'm ready.
Screen. All right. Are you guys able to see that?
It's connecting.
Are you able to see it now?
Mm-mm.
Mine's still loading. Oh, there it is.
There it goes.
Yay. All right, so this is how to distress denim, and you can follow the same things to do with or without patches. So if you want to do the distress only, you just wouldn't cut the squares and do the whole patch section, but you can follow the same technique either way. Really, distressing denim is an art form. There's no really correct way to do it. There's multiple styles and ways to do it, and different preferences. So the way that I have found best to work for me is definitely with tweezers and fabric scissors. You can also, my favorite adhesive to use is their tear mender. It just gives the best hold. Other ones, as like the kids wear them and rough and tumble, the patches start coming off, or after multiple wears, this one kind of gives you longer hold. I like to use a paintbrush to apply the adhesive instead of just squirting it on. It gives a more even application. And then you can definitely pick whatever fabric choice that you want in any kind of denim article. So you can use, like in this, we're going to use jeans, but you definitely can do it on jackets, denim dresses, overalls, shorts, anything like that. I also have on here that you'll need your washer and dryer because you do want to be sure to pre-wash the denim between before you put patches on. You want to make sure that everything is pre-washed, and then definitely an iron is useful in just making everything even and things like that. So whenever you start cutting your denim, you want to have an idea of what style you're going for. So you can decide if you want a light, medium, or heavy distressing, as well as if you're going to want the patches or no patches. For your first attempt or two, you can definitely choose to use a marker to kind of make guidelines for yourself. I don't prefer to do that just because I kind of sometimes change it up as I'm doing it. But you can definitely plan ahead if you're more of that type of personality that wants to know exactly where you're cutting and exactly what you're doing. So then, do what?
Can we ask questions now, or do you want us to save it to the end?
If you have a question, you definitely can, or if you want to wait until we get through this little step, I might answer it in the process. So it's up to you.
I just have one question on the last slide.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you were talking about the pre-washing, do you do that before you even start to cut it, like this prepping stuff?
So we'll get to that. No,
okay.
I do it after I make my distressing cuts.
Okay.
So, but you can do it either way. I prefer to do it after I've done all my distressing. Then I like to throw them in the wash because it shrinks up those cuts that you've made and things like that. So it kind of takes on the new form.
Gotcha. Okay.
So whenever you start your cutting, you'll always, start with your top line and your bottom line to kind of get the shape of what you're going for. And then you can add your lines in between. So if you want to do a diamond shape, you know that you kind of wanted a smaller line at top and a smaller line at bottom. You're going to want a long line in the middle and then to fit your lines in between to kind of give it that stack effect. Same with if you're wanting to do the waterfall where the distressing kind of falls to the side. You know that you want to make your lines this way, and then you'll just keep making them a little bit longer and a little bit longer as you go. Or you might want to put one long line in the middle and then kind of make your cuts shorter as you go up and then shorter as you go down to try to make that waterfall effect. So during the prepping stage, you're going to plan out that design, what you want. You're going to go ahead and make your cuts for your patches and where you want your distressing. Now, the thing about it is you don't have to be perfect because you're going to distress it anyway. So they don't have to be perfectly straight lines or anything like that. During this stage, you do want to be sure that you don't get too close to any of the seams or to the pocket, because you have to remember when you flip it inside out, you want to give yourself room to apply the adhesive so your patches don't come off. And then you can choose to make cuts for the accents. So along the pocket lines, along the cuff of the jeans, you can cut that material so that you're able to make those accents at the end as well. So once you've created your preferred shaping, you're going to use the tweezers to start removing the blue fibers between your cut areas. So you want to be careful not to pull from areas that are overlapping to keep from creating the denim to pull tightly in spots. But once you've removed the blue fiber, you'll leave the white strands intact, and that's where you'll be able to use your tweezers to then scrape the top and the bottom lines to kind of rough those edges up. So we're going to watch a video in just a second so you'll get a better idea of what I'm saying there as well. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, why? Okay. Well, here you can see how you use the tweezers, those blue fibers out to leave just the white lines, and then you can rough up the edges there. Okay.
I have a question.
Oh.
Yes.
If you're using been dyed, how do you know which fibers to pull?
You'll pull the ones that are vertical and not horizontal.
Oh, all right.
The horizontal ones are still going to be attached on the sides. So when you're cutting here and here, you're just breaking that bondage. So these ones will be loose for you to already pull. And the ones that are horizontal will be still connected on the side, so they won't pull out.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So whenever you're going to do patchwork, if you choose to add the patches and not just do the distress and denim, then that's just another fun little way to add different looks into your denim for different holidays, special occasions, or just because. Creating a patchwork does require your focus and attention to detail. Like I said, it's important to select a spot that's going to be beneficial. You don't want it to be too close to the edges where it's going to be close to the seams, or too high up on the pocket. You also want to be cautious of your specific wearer, and like where their knees might hit on the denim. You don't want to cut a patch right where their knee is, because as they bend their knee, it'll pull it out easier. You want to be sure that it's not too, if you have a bigger thigh baby, you don't want it too tight on their thigh area. So you might choose to do like the shin area. Or if they fall a lot, you might want to do the bottom. There's some specific customers that choose to have them on the thighs because their children pick at the distressing, if they have the distress part at the top. So just different things like that you can all keep in mind. So once your ideal location is selected, you're going to pick your preferred patch shape and cut that out. So you want to be sure that whatever amount of fabric you have, that you do cut that opening smaller. You want to keep in mind that you're going to be making the hole even bigger by distressing it. So as you pull those threads out, you're going to be changing the shape of whatever you cut. So you want to be sure that you have enough fabric to cover that opening. So you definitely want to make sure you're keeping that in mind. So then once you have cut the hole, you'll use the tweezers to scrape up the edges. We'll demonstrate so you'll get an idea, but you'll use the tweezers to scuff up around the edges to give it that distressed look as well. And then you can use the tweezers to kind of pull some of the loose fibers from the top and bottom to give it some of the edging. So once your denim designs are cut and ready, then that's when I choose to wash and dry on a full cycle. This will allow for the shrinkage in the material, as well as it helps the distressing along. So the more times that you wash the denim, the more distressed look that they get. So it kind of changes the look of the white fibers as well. So then after it's completely dry, that's when you want to then turn the denim completely inside out. That's when I use the iron to the iron to flatten it, to make you a flat surface for applying your adhesive in your patches. So once you're done putting your patches on, that's when you want to turn the denim right side out. I then kind of use my fingers to fill around the patches to make sure that from the other side, there's not any openings that didn't get covered. And then I go back through and apply any additional adhesive underneath as necessary. That's when I also use my scissors to trim up anything and take away any additional threads that I don't like the way that they're falling or anything like that, and just kind of give it the final touches. Let's see. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about that?
I do.
What is that?
So specifically on the ones that you just had in the other slide.
Yeah.
On the left side, well, on your left side, there's the patches of like the white and the blue and the white and the blue.
Up here?
So, yeah.
Where the red is? Okay.
So to do that, you were talking about, you actually pulled, is that the horizontal or the vertical one?
So what I did there was I cut several different strips, and what I'll do is I'll pull the blue fibers that are horizontal, I'll pull those out, leaving the white, and then the next section of strip, I will leave intact, and I'll just scrape the edges to loosen up the fibers, but I'll
Okay.
keep the actual blue intact.
I got
And then it kind of gives that different texture to it.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
It's one of my favorites becoming.
Mhm.
Another thing that I have kind of learned recently is you've probably seen on some of them where it's a distressed only, like it'll be all the white threads, but it has a lot of like the blue fibers on the side still.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so you can get that where instead of pulling the blue fibers out, you just literally scrape all the denim. So then you can push it to the side, and then it leaves those blue fuzzy fibers on the sides.
Cool. Okay.
So now we're going to style a pair together. So if you guys want to grab yours, this is kind of just some examples of the distressed only. We don't have a whole lot of time left, so we're going to work together to do some pieces. Let's see if I can return back to our full screen mode here.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay. So you want to start with just your regular denim. And what you're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a distress patching here to get started to show you guys kind of how that goes. And then we'll cut a square out. And then I have a pair that's already been through the wash cycle where I can kind of show you how we put a patch on quickly. So all you're going to do is take it. I like to kind of fold it in half too to help me get even striping. I just kind of put the seams together. It just kind of makes the lines blend better. And then you could just cut and make your lines for however long or short you want them to be. Now you do want to kind of keep them relatively close together, maybe about a ½ inch apart. One, you want to make sure that you do have enough room to pull the fibers out, but then not enough where the white is going to break off. So you can kind of see how I've done the different. Yeah, perfect. Jordan, you have yours?
Yes.
Okay. So then you're just going to use your tweezers and you're going to just start pulling the blue fibers out. And sometimes you might like find that the denim is a little bit tough to pull. So in that case, what you can do is in that case, what you can do is just kind of use your tweezers to scrape off the edges. And that starts loosening up those fibers for you to be able to give you access to pull them easier.
Is it easy to do what you were doing where you put your finger in it to help you do that?
Not, I prefer to put my finger, that way I can, sorry, my screen is, there we go.
I think I did it.
Turn your camera on. I want to see.
It would take me 8 weeks to get one pair out. Holy crap. Okay, hold on. How do you, well, the camera's not.
Yeah, turn your camera on. Can you show me what kind of tweezers you're using? I don't think I'm using the right tweezers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have those.
Wait, how do I turn on my camera?
Ashley, you're muted.
Oh, hi. Is that
Oh,
what?
there you are. Oh, look at that.
Ashley, help.
You're still muted. I can't hear you. Mm-mm.
Hello?
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 I can hear you.
Oh, it's Ashley?
Yeah, Ashley's muted.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, I'm getting denim all over my floor.
I'm in my car. Cool. I could never do this. There's no way.
How does she do this so fast?
I don't know. She just sounds like she goes like, and then she's done. I don't get it.
Oh, I have a whole other side to do. How'd that happen?
Breaking away my white. My white's
Oh.
breaking.
Hi.
I can hear you now, Ashley.
Oh, good.
Actually, what? My whites are breaking off.
So that will happen on some of them. Don't worry about that. It will happen. The thicker that you make your cuts, the less it will happen. But the thicker you make them, it also becomes more difficult to pull the blue threads. So it just kind of depends on what size you're doing and how you're working it. But if you just start pulling them out, you can just kind of.
How do you do that so fast?
As practice makes perfect.
Whatever.
So you just kind of, if you take them and lay them down and kind of scrape the side, like scrape the top of it a little bit so that the top is rugged like that, it loosens them up for you too.
Okay, and then I have like these blue, I don't know if you see it, but like it looks blue in here, but it's like fuzzies.
It's just like the fuzzies, so that's why I wash it too, because that'll pull those out.
Oh, this is crazy.
So you just keep pulling. It is a pretty tedious and time-consuming thing. That's why I'm not going to show like the whole thing, but you guys are doing good with that step. And also,
I feel like
you
mine
have
looks
to
like
remember
poop.
that as you once you wash them, those fibers will look so different. It won't look like that anymore.
Yeah, I definitely think you need
Mine are breaking too. See?
I definitely think you need the tweezers that you have, not the ones that I have.
Look, yours look the same as mine. I don't.
They're not. Yours is pointed on one end. Mine is flat.
Oh yeah, yeah. These
Mhm.
are a little pointed.
Yeah.
Didn't even know there was flat ones. Sorry. So this is kind of what I was talking about too. I'll show you if you just use your tweezers to scrape the edges, then it kind of just gives that rugged look. And then once you wash it, it'll just be like a distressed thing in the middle. And then you can also just keep using your tweezers to just scrape, and it will make different designs and stuff. So on this pair here, you can see that I use that technique. I just scraped the blue. And so these have been washed already too, so it distresses a little bit differently. But when you kind of leave some of those blue fibers, it just kind of gives it a little bit different of a look. So these are ones that I have already pre-washed and everything. So I already have the patches cut and the distressing done. So at this point, what I would do is I would take them and flip them inside out. And then I will iron them so that they're flat and so that I have a good hole that's flat and smooth. So this is the adhesive that I use. And I like to just pour some into, this is like an Easter egg coloring cup, but I just like to pour some into there. And then I use my paintbrush to just paint it on. I actually started doing that after Shannon got her pair and told me they were rubbery. Or what? Tacky? Is that what you said they were? Tacky?
Tacky. Yeah. Don't laugh at me, Jordan.
I'm not.
Tacky like ugly or?
No.
That's why I was laughing. Like I always call things tacky when they're not cute.
No, like it felt tacky, not looked tacky.
So, like I said, you just iron it so now it's flat and that hole has some structure to it.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what.
How's your distress?
It's, I don't know.
Let me
White.
see.
I didn't want to rip my whites and they're ripped.
Let me
I
see.
don't know how you got it. This is what it looks like.
That looks
Pretty
pretty.
good. You just have to keep pulling those blue ones out.
Well, I'm trying. I'm telling you, these ones don't work very well.
What kind of, are they real denim?
Oh, shoot. Hey, my boss is calling me. Hold on. I'm putting you on mute.
So then you're just going to use the paintbrush, apply the adhesive. Are you getting it, Jordan?
I think so. I mean, I'm mad I tore my whites because I wanted them to have the full knee across, you know?
Yeah. It still will. You'll be surprised by when you wash it how much still remains. You know, like those full distress that they already have, it's full and filled in, but there's still all those strings that hang. So
Yeah.
it'll be like that.
How long did it take you to get this, like, technique down?
A long time. I mean, I feel like, what, I've been doing it almost a year and I still feel like I learned, like I just figured out that other technique the other day. So, I mean, so
Like
what I like to do too is when I have my full, like I like to use my full sheet of fabric before I cut any patches and put that on. That way I know that it's gonna fit the patch area.
Okay.
I used to like pre-cut the patches and then I would be in such a bad pickle.
Do different fabrics stick different to the denim?
Different fabric does, yes. And then it stretches different and wears different. And then also you want to be sure that when you put the patches on, that the distressed threads that you're sticking down on aren't folding back in on top of the adhesive.
Ooh, okay.
Because that happens too sometimes, and it's a difficult situation at that point.
I'm super invested in this now. Like, I've already ruined it, but it's super therapeutic.
I promise that's the thing about distressing is that you can't ruin it. I mean, it's distressed.
Well, these are Andrew's chainsaw pants.
So then once you get your patch on like this, you can turn it inside out or right side out, I guess it would be.
Ooh, whose are those?
These are Sarah's.
Oh, how cute.
And then I'm probably going to go ahead and put another patch behind this side. And then what I'll do is I'll cut a couple of these sections loose so that the design peeks through.
Oh, those are so perfect.
So then see how you have like these blue from like the distressing?
Yeah.
So right here, this is where I go in on final touches and kind of cut these off and things like that to make it a clean patch.
Ooh. How do you?
So then this is what you have.
Oh, those are pretty. I like those.
So let me see yours. So take your tweezers and scrape like the top part of that where you've done the distressing. And it'll raw up the edges.
Straight edged and weird.
Yeah. See? And the more that you keep doing that, like the more it'll just be like a raw edge and it will, once you wash it, it'll all kind of fill in.
So if you pull a string and it like cinches the jean, does that mean you're pulling like the wrong thing?
It means that it's pulling from the one underneath it. So like that's what I was saying about like be careful where they overlap, because you're skipping down to the next line. So sometimes what you might want to do is like you can take your scissors and cut another like strip in between the two that you have to make it where you're pulling smaller increments.
Okay.
And it'll help that not to happen as much.
I keep doing that.
Okay, well, our training time, it has come to an end. But you definitely have a good start. So I think that you'll be good to finish those, and I bet they'll be super cute when you're done. And we hopefully Shannon will be able to get back on, and then I'll check hers in a little bit, but it looks like you guys both had a good start on it. So I'll just leave you with this, that at a recent school meeting, I was told that jeans with holes are inappropriate to wear to school. So I'm still trying to figure out how Harrison is supposed to get the things on. All right. Thank you for attending my training. I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.